And there's this bully on YouTube who sent his, I won't say his name, but he sent his harassment campaign to my videos.
Well guys, we're back. You know, it's not every day that I get to come on here and talk about a man that has mastered the ancient art of pheromone maxing. Unless it's been the last week or so. In that case, I have been lucky enough to do it twice. Things are really starting to come around for me, guys. That's right, boys and girls, we are back talking about the master of pheromone maxing himself, Fluff Dumpster. Now, if the last 5 or 6 words that I said mean absolutely nothing to you, well, don't worry. That just means you're normal. About a week ago, I made a video about a TikToker named Fluff Dumpster who has been doing some video journaling documenting his journey pheromone maxing. Now, if you've never heard of pheromone maxing, basically it means that you don't shower or bathe, use deodorant, anything like that, in order to get real nice and stinky, because some people think that that will attract women. To make a long story short though, Fluff Dumpster was dabbling in the art of pheromone maxing. It wasn't really going his way. He uploaded some videos onto TikTok explaining this. I thought they were hysterical, so I talked about them. It was a pretty lighthearted video, in my opinion. I even talked about how I don't believe this guy is being serious. But as has happened in the past, I have been called out for being a bully. Fluff Dumpster made a video addressing the trolls where he talks about a YouTuber he does not name that is starting a harassment campaign against him. This unnamed YouTuber, I can only assume, is me. So I wanted to take this video to kind of seriously address this, kind of not, because I do still believe this guy's playing a character, but at the same time, when people accuse me of stuff like this or they interpret my content in this way, I take it pretty seriously, so that's why we're here today. So let's not waste any more time, and let's see what Fluff Dumpster has to say. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
You bullies need to stop it. The harassment, all of it. Just because I pheromone max, it's not an excuse for you guys to bully me and harass me in the comments. Kids at school, they're finding out about my videos and the reception is poor.
Alright, so again, I'm gonna go on record here saying that I think this guy is playing a character. But if you didn't watch my previous video on this guy, some of the stuff he says in his videos include his mom found his piss bottles, his mom forced him to shower and forced all of his pheromones down the drain, the kids at school are messaging his mom about his porn addiction, things of that nature. Pretty on the nose stuff, right? Stuff that's a little bit too out there for me to not think it's satire. So let's talk about all this. Obviously, if this is satirical, then this video is meaningless. He got me to fall into the character, fair play. But if it's not satire, if this is the real life of Fluff Dumpster, it's time for a talk, man. You say the reception of these videos has been poor. I don't doubt it. If people are actually harassing or being mean to you, is that cool? Obviously not. But if you are willingly putting all of this information onto the internet, and people are coming up to you saying, hey man, take a shower, or maybe don't have piss bottles where you sleep, those are things you just need to hear. Again, I think this is all a joke, but people really do fall into these traps like this, where they think living like this is okay. And nobody ever says, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? So a poor reception of the kind of videos you've been uploading is probably for the best there, Fluffy.
Like, they kind of knew, I hoped, that I was pheromone maxing. However, in like a subconscious way.
The subconscious way that you know somebody is pheromone maxing is when they walk past you, they smell like rotting dick cheese. Why would you hope for that?
And this kid, he recorded me in the hallways while they were laughing at me.
Okay, so I went on TikTok and did a bit of investigation, and this is clearly this guy's friend. They follow each other on TikTok. Not only that, they're clearly walking in a group. Also, nobody in the video is laughing at you. If you're gonna make up fake stories for TikTok, you've got to try a little bit harder than that there, Fluffy.
And there's this bully on YouTube who sent his, I won't say his name, but he sent his harassment campaign to my videos, and all he does is on YouTube is bully people. So he probably just wants me to say his name and give him attention, and I won't do that. But it has spiked the amount of harassment and bullying comments that I've gotten on my videos.
Alright, so here it is. I sent a harassment campaign after Fluff Dumpster. Once again, I'm just going to be addressing this like it's serious, even though I think this is satirical, because this is partially me just addressing lifestyles like this in general. It's not all targeted towards Fluffy himself. It's a twofer, okay? First of all, calling somebody out for something stupid that they said or did on the internet is not bullying. You can be held accountable for the things that you willingly push into the public eye. And saying that you have decided not to shower anymore because you think it's going to help your chances with the ladies and anybody who goes against you is a troll is a stupid thing to say. Basically, every single video I have ever made is justified by this rule. If you post anything onto the internet, you have signed an invisible contract inviting criticism. Now, that criticism should be constructive, but you have invited it. Now, to address the whole I'm sending a harassment campaign and the comments have gotten worse since I made my video, that's obviously not my intention. I don't condone anybody attacking anybody I make a video on, but there's a difference between attacking and criticizing. A lot of people confuse the two when they don't like to be criticized. And again, if this whole thing is serious and you're actually pheromone maxing, criticism is what you need, and a lot of it. So the rest of the video is, in my opinion, some pretty good acting where he again tries to make it sound like people at school are being mean to him, where he shows a DM from another person that he follows on TikTok, so not sure I believe that. The acting was so good that I actually began to kind of believe all of this until I looked at his most recent TikTok, which is him announcing that he has started a timer that is ticking down until his 18th birthday for all of the ladies that might be interested, which I think solidifies that this is in fact the greatest character ever played. Now that's really everything I'm going to say addressed specifically to Fluffy here, but like I said earlier, I kind of want to address this kind of lifestyle in general. Guys, if you're out there and you're feeling a little bit down, you're not having any luck with the ladies, nobody's giving you attention, you feel like nobody wants to be your friend, I promise you, pheromone maxing, or any tactic like it, not the path you want to take. Majority of relationship problems, whether they be platonic or romantic, are caused by a person's personality. People, especially younger people, get so caught up in their looks and what other people are thinking about them that they often either completely forego trying to be a decent person, or they're so tangled up with their own thoughts about what they look like or how they're coming across that they put themselves into a corner where their personality goes sour. They don't realize this, and suddenly they're thinking, oh, I'm so ugly, nobody wants to date me, or I'm such a loser, nobody wants to be my friend. If you're having these sorts of problems, you might need to sit down and have a very real and raw talk with yourself and say, would I want to be friends or would I want to date somebody if I treated them the way that I treat everybody around me? If you don't trust yourself to give an honest answer, ask somebody. If you don't have a single friend, ask a parent. If you can't talk to your parents, ask a coworker, ask your school counselor. If you can't talk to any of these people, or if you don't want to, well, I'm beginning to notice a pattern. You might have your answer already. This is coming from a guy who in 6th grade thought nobody liked me because I thought what people liked was annoying little shits who were kind of an asshole. Not even because I was that kind of person, I just genuinely thought, hey, that's cool, that's what people like, but it's not. Once I decided to just act like myself and not be a douche, suddenly I had a bunch of friends. And if you're just a natural asshole or something and you don't think you should have to change to be anybody's friend, well, then have fun having no friends. Just like you probably think all these people should change to be your friend, nobody wants to be friends with the asshole or the guy who doesn't shower because he thinks smelling like shit will get him a girlfriend and pisses in bottles and is forced to shower by his mom. These are not very desirable traits of a friend. The harsh reality is that if you're having relationship problems with a person you meet every now and then, you just don't click or something, that's one thing. But if you seem to think that nobody around you likes you, or you just can't catch a break finding a friend or any sort of meaningful relationship whatsoever, everybody around you can probably pinpoint the exact reason why. And it's probably not because you're ugly. Now, if you're genuinely being bullied or targeted for some reason, that's a completely different situation. That's not what I'm talking about here. Talking about situations like that would require a whole nother video, but one thing to keep in mind is that if somebody is bullying you and they're over the age of like 13 or 14, not only is that going to end once high school is over, but you can rest easy knowing that they are going absolutely nowhere meaningful in their life. Unless they find a microphone and YouTube apparently. But what I'm talking about in this video is situations where people think that everyone around them is an asshole. And we all know the saying, moral of the story, if you think that nobody likes you because of the way you look, before you turn to pheromone maxing, maybe just try and be a slightly nicer person and just see where that takes you. If it's nowhere, well then go buck wild. Throw away your deodorant and stop paying your water bill. It's time to get stinky. Well guys, I didn't really mean to turn this video into a lecture on social dynamics, but hey, whatever. Two questions that I'll leave with you guys. One, am I an internet bully? Is that all you guys watch me for? Is my awesome bullying skills? And two, is Fluff Dumpster a character or a real person? For a moment there, I was leaning towards real until he opened up the girlfriend applications. Ika Dumpster back at it again. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.